If you watch this video till end, you don't need to watch a second video on Foundry battle. Hello guys, welcome back to a new video on my channel. I am your Shield. Today again we are back with Whiteout survival. Today we are back with Foundry battle guide. I made a video on the Foundry battle, but it is some remake video with some extra tips, and first time I'm making the video with the face cam. So let's get started. So what is this Foundry battle? I will tell every details from beginner to advanced, everything. So inside the Foundry battle there is mainly three phases. In the first phase there is the registration, and second phase that is the matchmaking, third phase is the battle phase. Registration ends at Thursday night, so you have to select your players before Thursday night, and next 2 days that is for matchmaking, and finally on Sunday night you play the Foundry battle. Okay, that is very simple. And there are 2 legion in the Foundry battle. You have to put 40 player in each legion. Inside the 40 player there are 30 main player and 10 substitute players. That means if anyone among the 30 players he cannot come in time or he cannot play, so any substitute players he can play the Foundry battle. That is simple. After the registration is complete, there is the matchmaking phase. So how the matchmaking works? The game rule tells the matchmaking works on the basis of this thing, the troops power, and the main source for the troops power, that is chief gear, hero gear, battle tech, like this. So on the basis of all these things there are matchmaking, and 2 teams fight each other. That is simple, but matchmaking is not always good. Sometimes we get some weak opponent, sometimes we get some strong opponent, but you cannot trick the game by reducing your power. Some people think if you unequip the gear or if you reduce your power, somehow you can get some weak opponent, but that thing never happens. It is just some myth. So after the matchmaking over, on Sunday night you can play the Foundry battle. Foundry battle is for 1 hour. Inside 1 hour battle there are several sections. I will discuss all of them. Before that I am going for the building. When you enter the Foundry battle there are a lot of building. You have to capture those buildings to get the point. Plus you can fight the opponent directly. You can attack their city and you can get the point. There are 2 different points, that is personal point and the alliance point. I am coming to that point soon. First let's check the building. So there are a lot of buildings. Some building will give you very high points, some building will give you low point. The Imperial Foundry, it comes in the middle of the map. Okay, it is the most important building. I will show you the map, don't worry guys. Next one is prototype site, that comes either left side or right side of the map. Each team get their own prototype site. Next one is repair facility, that is also a small building, and there are several repair facility, that is repair facility 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. But all the next building they have some extra power, like the munition warehouse. It comes just the bottom side of the Imperial Foundry, and if you capture this building you get the bonus of troops boost 15%, troops damage boost, and opponent troops damage reduction 15%. Okay, remember that thing. I will discuss all of them separately. Next one, mercenary camp, that comes on the top side of the Imperial Foundry. Okay, and if you capture this building you can launch the mercenary attack on the opponent. Next one is transit station. So when you teleport in the map, if you want to get next free teleporter you have to wait for 12 minutes, but if you capture this transit station you will get 50% discount on the, or I say 50% reduction in the teleport cooldown. Okay, so that means in place of 12 minutes you will go in 50% cooldown time. Next one is boiler room. When you capture any building you have to wait for 2 minutes to start getting the points. These 2 minutes are called control time. So if you capture this building, the boiler room, other building control time that will be reduced by 50%. So this boiler room is very much important. If you don't capture the boiler room you have to wait for 2 minutes to capture every building, but if you have the boiler room it will be 50% reduction. So that's how you can check all the buildings. Now you see every building has 2 type of point, fast control and occupation point. So when you capture any building for the first time you get the first control point. Okay, you see arsenal point 9000 and personal point 4500. I will tell you what is alliance point, what is personal point, don't worry. And if you capture for 2 minutes, then in every minute you will get some extra point, that is called the occupation point. It is applicable for every building. You can check right here. So this first control point is very much important. If you want to win the Foundry battle, you have to capture as much building as possible, and you have to get the first control point. That will make a lot of difference. After the first control is done and the control time, that means 2 minutes already passed, then you can get the occupation point from there. Okay, so these are all things about the building. Now there is one more thing you need to keep in your mind. Suppose you send your troops to some building, you have to stay there for full 2 minutes. If you have the boiler room, then you can stay for 1 minute. If you stay for full 2 minutes, then you can control the building. Then the building will start creating the point. Then you can teleport away to some other place. But if you send your troops to building, the building is not fully in your control, and you teleport away, it will not help you. The building will not be in your control, it will not create any point. And if you teleport away from any place, the troops inside the building, that will automatically come to your city. So after each teleport, make sure you send the troops again to the building. Next one is reward. That is very simple. You can get alliance reward, personal reward, and ranking reward, point reward. You can check them yourself. I'm not going there. Now let's go detail of the Foundry battle. So we are in the map of Foundry battle right now. Thanks to Baby Bliss for this map. So you can see there are a lot of buildings around the map, and the main building, that is the Imperial Foundry. If you capture this building, you will get lot of point. And I told you there are other bonus building like the mercenary camp. If you capture this building, you can launch the mercenary attack on the opponent building. But anyone inside the building, they cannot launch the attack. Only the garrison captain of the mercenary building, he can launch the mercenary attack, and this attack can be launched in every 7 minutes. Next one is munition warehouse. I told you if you capture this building, you will get 15% damage boost for your teammate and 15% damage reduction for the opponent team. Okay, now I told you other important building there: prototype site, then repair facility. Okay, you see your team, opponent team, both will get one prototype site on their side. So you are the blue team, opponents are the red team. Okay, and there is one place that is called the safe zone. If anyone is inside the safe zone, he will not get any attack. If you come outside the safe zone, only in that case anyone can attack you. Okay, that is very simple. Now you can check some other building that give you very small number of points, but that is still some point. Like this one, repair facility, another repair facility. Okay, another repair facility, and here is another repair facility. There are 4 repair facility that gives less number of points than the prototype building. And here's the transit station I told you, and here's the boiler room. Now you see some small building here, here. These are called weapon workshop. It is just like the gathering tiles in our normal world. You have to send your troops for the gathering tiles, and you can get some point from there. And this thing appear in the certain time gap in the map. So if you are free to play or low spender, you can mainly target this weapon workshop. What you see here, this one, you can target them. Okay, it is not one single building. It is like cluster of building, like 5-6 building coming together, and one building can give you 4,800 point. Now remember, if you send your troops for the weapon workshop, you don't need to send a full march. If you send only one troop without any hero, that is still fine. You can still gather the point. Okay, so this is the basic map about the Foundry battle. Now let's see what you can do if you are free to play, low spender, mid spender, or high spender. So the match will start here in the safe zone. Okay, first I'm talking on free to play. If you are free to play, you should not come out of the safe zone. You have to stay in the safe zone forever, from starting to ending of the match. Okay, if you think you can stop some big player attack, only in that case you can come out of safe zone. Now you can tell me, bro, I am in the safe zone, I'm not getting point. How I will play the game if I always stay in the safe zone? You can still send your attack on any building from the safe zone. Like if you want to attack like this, you can attack here. If you want to attack like this, you can attack here. Plus, if you want to defend your teammate, suppose one teammate is sitting here, you can send the garrison to him. You can do everything from the safe zone, but it will take some time. Like if you want to go from this corner to this corner of the map, it will take around 4 minutes or more than that. You can use the speed up if you want, I mean the march accelerator. If you want, you can do that, but you will be safe in the safe zone. What happens when free to play come out of the safe zone? Suppose you teleport here and one big hole teleport next to you and he can one shot destroy you. He just sent one march on you and you'll be fully destroyed. And when you have no troops left, then you have to leave the battlefield. Guys, don't worry, you don't lose your troops in this Foundry battle. What happens, you get just your troops, okay? And there is one trick I will tell you, don't worry. So that is why I'm telling, if you are free to play or very much weak player, never ever come out of the safe zone. You can still play the game sitting in the safe zone. I can tell you, you can send the attack, you can send the garrison, whatever you want from the safe zone. Now if you are low spender are pretty much similar to free to play, but they are a little bit strong. So if you are low spender, you can target the weapon workshop whenever they are coming on the map. You can target this building, plus when the battle starts, you can go for this one, this repair facility, this one and this one. I say I have never seen any big player going for these two repair facility. So if you are low spender or some weak free to play, or I say some free to play, you can target these two repair facility. Very small number of player go for these two repair facility. But if you are free to play or low spender or whatever, never ever go for transit station, or don't go for boiler room, or don't go for prototype site. This one, particularly this prototype site. Okay, I am telling from my experience. This is also a prototype site, but this one is still a little bit safe. But your side, prototype site, like you are this side, the blue team, your side, prototype site, that is very much dangerous. Lot of people go for there. So if you are low spender or free to play, you can avoid these three building: transit station, boiler room, and your side, prototype site. Okay, these buildings. Now if you are mid spender, you have a lot of work. You have to send one or two march for the weapon workshop when they are coming on the map. That is the main thing. Plus you have to call rally, you have to join rally for the whales. You can go for this one, this prototype, you can go for this prototype. Plus the transit station, it is for the whale, but if you are mid spender, you can still go for here. Also you can join the rally and garrison of the whale when they are going for transit station or the boiler room. You can do that. Plus when the main three building, the mercenary, the imperial and the munition, when these three building will open, you have to call rally or you have to garrison whatever in this three building if you are mid spender. Plus you have some more work as the mid spender. You have to defend your weak teammate. I told you free to play will stay in the safe zone, right? But if any free to play come out of the safe zone, like one free to play is sitting here, one free to play is sitting here, right? So if you are mid spender, it is your duty to help that free to play player, to send the garrison to that free to play player so he can stay safe. That is your work as the mid spender. So what you will do as a mid spender, you can go for the prototype I told you. You can also join the rally or garrison for the whales in the transit station and the boiler room. And when these three building, mercenary, imperial and munition opens, you can go there as a mid spender I told you. Plus you can attack other small players from the opponent side, or you can defend your teammate, you can defend your free to play player as a mid spender. Okay, that is not simple, but you can do that. Next one, that is for high spender, or I say for the whale. As soon as the battlefield open, go for the transit station or the boiler room. If you have like two whale, you can send one whale for the transit station, another whale for the boiler room. If you have multiple whale in your alliance, then some people will go for here, some people will go for boiler room, some people will prototype side and like this. Okay, that is first thing you can do. Plus when the imperial foundry is opening, as a whale you have to come to imperial foundry here in the middle of the map. Then you have to use your 6 march on 6 different direction. One march will go for the boiler room, one march will go transit station, one march will go imperial, one march will go mercenary, one march will go munition, and you can keep one march in your hand like this. So if you are low spender or mid spender, you cannot do that. As a mid spender you can try it, but if you are high spender, you have to come to middle of the map or wherever you want, but you have to defend multiple building yourself. Okay, because free to play can never do that. If they want to do that, they have to put their march outside, and when they have no big march inside their city, anyone can burn them. That is also difficult for mid spender. But as whale, you can do that. You can send your 5 march in 5 different building. I'm telling for this building, but you can send to any building of your choice. But as whale, don't go for this workshop. If you are whale, never ever send your troops for the gathering. Your main target is the building. The weapon workshop is mainly for free to play, low spender or mid spender. Okay, remember that thing. That is how you have to coordinate inside the Foundry map as mid spender, low spender or high spender or whale. And if you see, your whales cannot defend multiple building alone. So as a free to play or mid spender, you can try, but it is always very risky. I told you the defense of multiple building, it is possible only by the whale who have multiple strong march with multiple good gear hero. Okay, so I told you about the map. Now let's go to some basic and advanced tip. I'm telling them. Let's see. So there are two type of point I told you. One is personal point, one is alliance point. You can get personal point by fighting other players or by controlling the building or by gathering in the weapon workshop. There is one more gathering, that is not gathering, that is called the loot. When a enemy building will gather a lot of arsenal point, if you attack that building, 50% of the arsenal point inside that building, that will be thrown or scattered outside. Okay, then you can send your march to collect that point. That is called the loot, or that is also one type of gathering. Okay, these are all type of gathering you can do as the personal point. So you can attack other player, you can do normal gathering, you can attack any building. When the loot will be thrown outside, you can get that, and that simply by capturing any building. Now the alliance point, you can get alliance point by capturing any building and by doing the gathering in the weapon workshop. Alliance point and personal point, they are different. Personal point is almost useless. The arsenal point or the alliance point, you need that to win the foundry battle. If your alliance point is more than the opponent alliance, then you can win. Okay, and personal point can give you only the MVP and some rewards, not that much important. So here you can see, guys, when you capture any building, you are getting two type of point already. And the personal point, that is always half of the alliance point. You can check, it is the full point for the alliance, it is the half point for the personal, right? So you can get point like this. Now I just told you, when you attack someone, you get some point. How you can do that? If you are free to play or low spender, it is so much difficult for you. You can do one thing, you can sit on any corner of the map or anywhere inside the building. If anyone attack you, if any big player attack your city, you can get defensive victory, you can get the KO point like that. That is one thing. Plus, if you join a big players rally as a low spender or free to play, if you join the rally or garrison, if you get the victory from there, you can get some KO point. Okay, that is the mainly two thing for free to play or low spender. If you are mid spender or if you are high spender, you can attack anyone in the map. If you see anyone is weaker than you and he is sending his all 3-4 march outside his city, that means he have no good heroes inside his city, you can attack him, you can get the KO point. Okay, that is why I am telling troops management, that is very much important. You have to keep your most powerful heroes inside your city when you are capturing any building. Don't send your main heroes outside. Also send a small number of troops. I mean, don't send too much small that you cannot hold the building. Don't do that. Keep your most troops inside your city, because I have seen a lot of times people send their lot of heroes and troops for capturing any building. His own city is defenseless. That time anyone can teleport behind you and he can backstab you. So to avoid that thing, keep your own city good. Okay, and remember one thing, the burning speed of the barricade, that is way more faster than normal. If you see here, you are getting burned in the city, and that is still fine. It will take some time to fully burn the barricade. But if you are inside the foundry battle, the burning speed will be like almost 4000% faster. And like I say, my normal burning speed, that is 48 hours. But if I'm inside the foundry battle, my burning speed will be like 1 minute. Within 1 minute, I'll be fully dead. And if you are fully dead, you'll be automatically teleported to the safe zone. Now, if your all troops are dead, you have to leave the battlefield for 12 minutes. If you leave for 12 minutes and if you come back, your troops will be automatically healed. That is one good thing you can do. Don't waste your speed up. By the way, you cannot use the normal healing. What we do in other big battle, when we have lot of injured troops, we can do the batch healing and we can get our all troops back. But it is impossible in the Foundry battle. Batch healing or any type of healing will not work. You have to use your speed up to get back your lost troops from the Foundry. So that is why I'm telling, if you are low spender or free to play, you can leave the battlefield for 12 minutes and again you can join with your full march. There is one more thing I can tell you. You can rotate your players. Rotate means I told you there are 30 players, 30 main players and 10 extra players. So inside those 30 players, if anyone's troop is fully dead, he will leave for 12 minutes, right? So suppose you have 30 players in your team already, one player leave and there is 29 players right now. So anyone from the extra players, he can join for that 12 minutes and again the number will be 30. Actually, all 40 players can play the Foundry battle. If you see, the main player is 30, but all those 10 players, they can actually play. If anyone inside the 30 players, they get injured, they can leave for 12 minutes and you can rotate your players. That is one good thing you can do. So your team always have 30 players. Suppose enemy getting injured, they can leave the battlefield for some time. But if you do this trick, you will always have some teammates inside you. But the problem is, everyone should be online. I have never seen full 30 players in any Foundry battle. I always see someone is offline. But if you can do that, if all 40 players are online and they are in the Discord, you can always keep 30 player inside the battlefield by doing the rotation of your players. Okay, that is one good thing you can do. Now the question is how to win the Foundry battle. It is not very easy, but you can follow what I am telling. You have to get the first control point or first occupation point, because that is a huge number of points that can create huge difference between your teammate point and opponent teammate point. Okay, that is first thing. Next, you have to push your free to play or low spender to go for the weapon workshop, because I told you one weapon workshop can give you 4,800 points. If you capture all the weapon workshop, your teammate will get lot of points from there. Next one, if anyone is so much strong, if anyone is burning your teammate, rally on him. You cannot attack him solo. It is so much difficult, because I have seen there are some free to play, they are very much strong, they can stop the whale attack. So rally on that player and destroy that player. Even if it is whale, he can be destroyed. If your whale is calling rally on the opponent whale, he can be destroyed. Okay, so never ever give a chance to opponent. Suppose one whale, he is defending lot of different building, right? He's all 5 or 6 march, mainly 5 march, they are outside. So your whale can call rally particularly on that person, or everyone can do solo attack together. Solo attack is bad idea. You can call the rally. So when his all march are outside, you can just destroy him. Okay. One very important thing, you have to capture this mercenary building and munition warehouse as fast as possible. Because if you get the munition warehouse, your teammate will get some extra boost. So you can fight in the other building easily. I did not tell you one thing about the mercenary building. When you use the mercenary building to attack some other building, the mercenary will injure a lot of opponent. And some opponent will get some debuff. Suppose you attack this building, like mercenary will launch the attack on this building, right? So this building is captured by opponent, they will get some debuff on them. They are already injured by the mercenary attack, plus they got some debuff on them. That is one good thing. So I tell you, transit station is not that much important if you are in some big alliance where there are lot of people with lot of teleporter. Transit station is not that much important then. But boiler room is very much important to get the half control time. Then mercenary building is very important to place the debuff on the opponent. And munition warehouse is very much important to get some extra boost in every battle. If your teammate is capturing the munition warehouse, everyone will get the 15% boost. One important thing, don't go for Imperial Foundry in the starting, because I have seen some people, they go for the Imperial Foundry, they get lot of point. Okay, the point will appear like this. If you capture any building, the point will appear on the top of the building just like this. That is the arsenal point. So if any person, if any team, They are capturing the Imperial Foundry for a long time. And if there is a very strong opponent, they can call rally on the Imperial building and all the point will be thrown outside. So I tell you, in the starting you can avoid the Imperial Foundry if you want. If you have very powerful players, then you can send your troops for the Imperial Foundry and you can capture till the end. But it is very much risky to control the Imperial Foundry. Not only Imperial Foundry, any building that is very much risky to control. If you have lot of points inside any building, everyone should send some defense to that building, because opponent can call rally on that particular building and all the 50% extra loot that will be thrown outside, then anyone, your team or opponent team, they can go there and capture that extra thrown loot. You can do the same thing with your opponent. If you see one opponent is getting any building that has a lot of point inside the building, you can see on the top of the building there is one bullet logo. When you see some building have lot of point, tell your whale to call the rally, particularly on that building. Everyone join the rally. I'm not telling how to join the rally or garrison. That is very simple. You can join with Jesse, Jassar or Sion, or for defense you can join with Patrick, Sergey, like this. That is very simple. If you see your alliance is losing, opponents are getting more point from the building, it is so much difficult to capture the building, then you can do one thing: directly hit their city. It is the best thing you can do. You can directly hit their city and force them to go back to safe zone. In that time, then you can capture the building again. So it is possible only in the losing position. If you are already winning, then don't need to fight the opponent that much. But if you see it is very much difficult to capture the whole map, all the buildings are covered by opponent team, then you can attack their small players and your whale can attack their big players. That is the easy way to win the Foundry. And I told you, if you are in some free to play alliance or some medium type alliance, you need to capture the transit station, because the transit station will give you 50% cooldown on the teleport. But if you are already a big player who have lot of teleporter, then transit station is not that much important. I mean, who cares about that? Anyway, you will get your point from the transit station, that is good. But if you are already in some whale alliance with lot of big players, then transit station will not do much impact. And remember one thing: the mercenary camp, the Imperial Foundry and the munition warehouse, they will not come in the first 15 minutes of the battle. Okay, so in the first 15 minutes, try to get as much point as possible from the prototype and the repair, like these buildings. They give you a lot of point, and the first control point is very much important. If you capture any building for the first time, that will give you a lot of point. It will create a lot of difference between your team and opponent team. And you should target those buildings which has less number of opponent defense. How you know opponent has less number of defense? You can click on the map. You can just open the map and you can click on any building. Then you can select the ally or the enemy. It will show you how much enemies are there inside the building. It will not show you how many troops are there, but it will show you how many enemy players are there inside the building. If you see any building that has very less number of opponent, you can attack solo or you can call rally. Rally is difficult because when you call the rally, they will get notification that one rally is coming on them. So you can tell your whale to attack that building solo. If you see one building has less number of opponent defense, I'm telling again, open the map, then click on any building, then click on the enemy part to see how many enemy are there inside the building. Then attack the building and capture that. And be careful. Sometimes opponents are very much aggressive. In last 5 minutes, they attack every building, every player city. Like their whale, they teleport here, here, here. They can teleport anywhere. If there is any opponent whale, he will try to solo attack every building and he will try to gather as much point as possible. If any building has some weak defense, one solo hit from a whale, that can be so much dangerous. All the point will be scattered outside and he will get the point and run away. In last 5 minutes, people mainly do that. And also in last 5 minutes, free to play, mid spender, everyone attack opponent's city, directly their city. So be careful in the last 5 minutes. Plus send some good defense for the Imperial Foundry, prototype and the boiler. For this building, send some good defense in last 5 minutes. Because a lot of people will go for this building in last 5 minutes. They will throw as many attack as possible and try to get the extra point. The point which is thrown outside, they will try to get the point. So be careful in last 5 minutes. If you are thinking what stats are getting used inside the Foundry, every stat, your chief gear, chief charm, hero gear, then take, pet, then extra 10% and 20% bonus from the city bonus. Every bonus are used inside the Foundry battle. Plus, if you are any minister from the Sunfar Castle or your president use any buff, like the Supreme President can use some buff. If any buff is used, everything will be applied inside the Foundry battle. Now I have some tips for you guys. Before the Foundry battle, join the Discord and stay connect. One person will be the captain, he will be the leader. He will tell which building we should attack, which building we should leave. Listen to his command, what he is telling. And before playing the Foundry battle, you have to make your infirmary totally empty. You cannot enter with that. Infirmary will be fully empty. It doesn't matter on the enlistment, okay, only the infirmary. And no troops should be outside. Your all troops should be inside your city. So turn off the auto join rally. If the auto join rally is already on, it can create some problem if you are joining the Foundry battle, okay. And gather as much healing speed up as possible, because I have seen if you have some good amount of healing speed up, you can stop lot of whale attack. Whales can throw attack after attack on you, and you can stop all of them by just spamming the healing. I told you normal healing will not work. You have to use the healing speed up inside the Foundry battle, and you have unlimited capacity in the infirmary. Here you can see you have some limited capacity in the normal infirmary, but Foundry infirmary, that is unlimited. And one important thing for everyone, there are two legion I told you, Legion 1 and Legion 2. But the main reward and alliance tier that will come from the Legion 1. You can check here. Alliance tier and rewards are distributed based on the outcome of the Legion 1. So how you can set up your team? If you are playing casually, then you can divide your players equally in Legion 1 and Legion 2. If you are going for only rewards or ranking, then you can put your all strong players in Legion 1 and free-to-play players and some other players in the Legion 2. So if the Legion 2 lose, there will be no problem, and you have to put the pressure on the Legion 1. Okay, that is how you can set up your team. And how much point you can get by fighting others, you can check right here. Each troop of 10,000 total troops power defeated during the defense will earn 40 personal arsenal point, but no alliance point. So I told you, when you are fighting someone directly, their city, or you are fighting face to face, it will give only personal point, not alliance point. And you can check here, each troop of 10,000 total troops power defeated during offenses, you will earn 80 personal point, but no alliance point. So when you defeat someone, you get 80 point. When you lose your own troops, you get 40 point for the 10,000 troops power. Okay, that is the game rule. And the teleporter cost always increase by using one teleporter. When you enter the battlefield, you get one free teleporter. That is very simple. But if you want to teleport next time, you need one teleporter, okay. Then again, if you want to teleport, you need two teleporter. If you want to teleport again, you need three teleporter. Just like this, the cost will always increase until you get the next free teleporter. When you get the next free teleporter, again the cost will go to 0, then 1, then 2, like this, okay. The cost will keep increasing, so be careful if you are free to play. If you are low spender, that is also very much dangerous. But whale don't care. They have lot of teleporter. They don't care about anything. Still, every whale go for the transit station, because I have seen whale versus whale clash mainly occur in the transit station. So free to play low spender, they should avoid that building, because one whale can one shot destroy you if you are weak player. Rally and garrison, that is simple mechanics I just told you. So I'm not mentioning them in today's video. So in today's video, I talk about Foundry battle, how to play the Foundry battle, how to set up your team, how to attack, defend, or how to win, or what is the function of every building. I discuss everything in details. If you still have some question, you can ask in the comment. If you enjoy the video, you can hit the like button. If you are watching first time, you can hit the subscribe. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.